So for this video, we need to find the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula, well, first I'm going to start with our original quadratic equation. Our standard form is going to be f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, and our quadratic formula, I guess I should write this, standard form. Okay. Quadratic formula will be negative b plus or minus. We have that x equals negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have our equation in standard form. So I'm going to manipulate it around to get it into standard form. So 3x squared equals 2x plus 5. Okay, I'm going to get these guys over here so that way I can keep a positive x squared. I'd rather just deal with a positive equation rather than a negative one. So I'm going to minus 2x and minus 5 from both sides. So minus 2x minus 5. Okay, since there's no common denominators over here, I cannot combine these terms. So this is going to give me a 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. And I'm going to set it equal to 0. Okay, so in this case, I will have a equals 3. I will have b equals negative 2. And I will have c equals negative 5. Okay, so now I plug this information in. So my step 1 was to find a, b, and c. All right. Step 2 would be to plug a, b, c in to formula. Okay. So I'm going to get x equals, I'm going to have a negative 2 for my b, so I'm going to have a negative 2, because this is a part of my equation to be a negative, plus or minus square root of negative 2 squared minus 4 times 3 and times negative 5. Sorry, I should have moved that over. Okay, all over 2 times 3. So I'm just going to keep condensing and condensing. Here I will have a different color here. Green. Okay, so x equals, we'll have a positive 2 plus or minus. Okay, so negative 2 squared. That's the same thing as saying negative 2 times negative 2, which is going to give me a positive. So I'm going to get a 4 minus, and I'm going to do a negative 4 times 3. That's going to give me a negative 12, and then I'll keep that 5 there, negative 5 there. Okay, and then I have 2 times 3. That's going to give me a 6. Okay, so I've simplified a little bit. I'm going to simplify even further. I'm going to delete this here. Okay, so I have an x equals 2 plus or minus square root of, I'm going to do negative 12 times negative 5. So I'm going to have a 4, and that's going to give me a positive 60. Okay, all over 6. Okay. Okay, so I then have x equals 2 plus or minus, I'm going to do the square root of 64 over 6. Okay, so I see that square root of 64 is a perfect square. So I'm just going to square that off the bat. So that is going to be, okay, I'm going to make a new page here. So we'll have x equals 2 plus or minus square root of 64 all over 6. Okay, so my perfect square will be 8 times 8 equals 64. Okay, so this is going to change to x equals 2 plus or minus 8 over 6. So now I have to break this into two different equations, or x's, two different solutions. So we'll have a x equals 2 plus 8 over 6, and then I will have a x equals 2 minus 8 over 6. Okay, so 2 plus 8 is going to be 10 over 6, and this can be further simplified. So I'm going to do divided by 2, so that's going to give me a 5 over 3. All right, and this one is going to give me 2 minus 8 is going to be a negative 6 over positive 6 will give me a negative 1. So my x's of my quadratic formula is going to be x equals positive 5 over 3 and a negative 1.